Howdy, folks. I'm Brian, and here's some Reddit. Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Splitting an Inheritance? And this one does have a few content warnings. Things like death of a parent, death of grandparents, maiming, ableism, and bullying, and stuff like that. So let's get started. I'm a 29-year-old female, and I'm one of 5 children. When I was 9, my father got into a bad accident which left him wheelchair user and needing around the clock care at first. Months later, my mom picked up and left my father for another man. Fortunately, my grandparents were able to step in and took over my father's care while caring for my siblings and me. I was 11 when they divorced. My mother came back for my siblings and I, but I refused to leave. It's not like she fell off the face of the earth. She would call, visit, and was still there if we needed something. I, on the other hand, resented my mother. Life got hard for her, and she ran like a coward. Anyhow, my siblings went to live with her, and I did not. Often I would visit, but my resentment became too much, especially when she became pregnant with the other man's child. They got married and moved away, basically ceasing contact. I heard from her on some holidays and birthdays, and that's about it. I was 16 when I learned that she asked my father to relinquish his rights to her so that her husband could adopt my siblings. Honestly, I think it broke my father's heart because my siblings did turn their backs on him. He tried to initiate going and visiting them and calling, but they really didn't want anything to do with him. He was adamant that he wasn't, but I guess he talked to my siblings and they stated that this is what they wanted, so he did. My grandparents are now deceased. I have been my father's full time caregiver for the last 7 years. After years of continuous fighting for justice, my father finally received it in a huge settlement. At the beginning of this year, his health took a turn for the worse, and within months, he was gone. I've been estranged from my mother and siblings since I was a teenager, but once she heard of my father's passing, she reached out. I honestly didn't think too much of it because I thought she was reaching out to give her condolences like everyone else. Not the case. She wanted to know why I hadn't reached out to her and my siblings. They were going to need their part of the inheritance soon. I honestly didn't know how to respond, but be brutally honest. I told her the moment that he relinquished his rights, they were no longer his children per her request. I asked if she was drunk, and she said no. Then I responded saying that she had to be stupid, calling me, thinking that they were entitled to anything. Of course, she's gotten the other family member involved, stating that I'm in the wrong and that my father was aware that my siblings still considered him their father, which is total BS. And it, my father did have a will, naming me as his sole heir. Also, thanks for the condolences and encouraging words. Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk? So, first off, OP, my condolences to you. I think this is a tough situation, and I'm sorry that your father passed away like this unexpectedly. And I know that you would prefer your father's presence over the money any day. I think that your mother is totally heartless and cruel in this situation. I think that it was inappropriate for her to reach out like this and then just be like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to need our money here. And it's clear that they did not care enough about their father, and she didn't care about her ex at all, and that she chose, like you said, to run. And this is a really sad situation. I think that it sounds like he had a will, it sounds like you're all settled, and that he decided who his estate would go to in the end. And that's you. You put in the hard work, you cared for him, you loved him, you wanted him to be around. And the sad thing is that it didn't, that he didn't have longer with you, and I'm sorry about that. But this is not, does not make you a jerk to not want to share this money. They aren't family at this point in time. They're estranged, and they just came out when they saw the green. I don't think that you have anything to apologize for, and I think that you're clearly in the right. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, he was their father, fought to be their father, and the children said that they didn't want him. Why do they suddenly change their mind? You cared for your father on your own, sacrificed years of your life to care for him and help him get justice. They don't deserve anything. Although I'd reach out to a lawyer and examine your father's will to see your responsibilities regarding his inheritance in case. Why did they suddenly reach out? Well, it starts with the letter M and rhymes with honey. That's, yeah, sadly their reason. Why did they suddenly change their minds? Mr. Krabs meme. Hello, I like money. Yeah, yeah. Not the jerk. It's not your job to cater to your family's needs when they never had the decency to care about yours. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed the Saturday morning special. If you did, consider giving me a like, and if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. I hope you have some kind of beverage of choice here. I have some coffee. Amber is not available at the moment. That's why you don't hear from her. So, yeah, but she has water somewhere. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.